this video's been different. It's because I'm trying out a new gimbal, a DJI Osmo 3. So we're going to give it a go. I've really wanted to put these two in a video together for quite some time. Let's see if the gimbal helps me make the video. The wanting to put two dive watches head to head with fairly similar features. The Seiko SBBN 031 Marine Master Professional 300 meter. That's your Seiko tuna. This thing's been on the go since about 1975, but 1978 in its quartz version. So you're seeing here. See if the gimbal's going to follow me. Sure will. Let's see. Here we go. Orient. And the... Oh, it doesn't want to work now. Oh, there we go. So the Orient Professional Saturation Diver, Orient Sat Diver, 300 meter. This thing's been on the go as an Orient Star line before 2009, and the gimbal's gone nuts. All right, fix that gimbal. And so, in its current iteration, it is the gimbal thinks it's grabbing the toolbox. There we go. So, yeah, this is a late 2000s, 2008, 2009 Orient Saturation Diver, 300 meter. It's the CFD 02001B model number. This is a in-house movement from Orient. It is non-hacking, non-hand winding. The hands on it are sort of these broadsword hands. They did do it again in 2013 in the black dial face only, but that movement 2013 forward is hacking and hand winding. So that's a quick tip, I guess, if you're looking at one. If it's hacking and hand winding, it is 2013 or newer, and if it is not hacking or hand winding, it is older, pre-2013. I think maybe a Gen 1 without the Orient star logo on the without the Orient star logo. So this is a Orient automatic with the two lions holding up the emblem, their crest, coat of arms sort of situation. So you've got a couple of follow me, here we go. You've got a couple of serious 300 meter dive watches here. The Seiko tuna is coming in at the gimbal. The tuna is coming in at a nice round 47. Yeah, it was a 47, 48 when I measured it a few minutes ago. 47, 48 millimeters. The that's the Seiko. The Orient comes in at 45, but we've got two 300 meter divers, sort of different. One with quartz, 7C 46 movement, and the Orient in-house movement. I'm actually still doing research to understand just how old this one is and the movement number. Not so much in modern Orient, but you should be able to take a modern Orient 2013 and newer, take the model number, and similar to your Seiko, get the information you want on it. But pre-2013, you couldn't get a Orient model number sort of decoder. I've been through a few forums now, and it seems to be fairly tough to get done. The difference between these two for wearability, although the Orient is smaller, the Orient is thicker and is quite a chunky monkey on wrist versus the Seiko. So the Orient and Seiko by thickness, the Seiko is actually 16 millimeters thick, and the Orient is 17 millimeters thick. The let's talk about the diameter again, so I confirm this. Yeah, that's about 46. And the Seiko being 48, definitely a 48 mil. So that, excellent, excellent. There you go. Bring it in. Come on. Come on, gimbal, keep up. There you go. So the Orient is smaller on diameter, but it's thicker, and the lug to lug. This is one of the big things when the difference in the Seiko to Orient and your lug to lug measurement here. So if we talk about that for a second, for wearability, such a huge difference. I busted my vernier calipers earlier. That's a 55 millimeter. Yeah, easily 55 lug to lug, whereas the Tuna is the same all around, just that round with the buried sort of. There's the lugs. So its lug to lug is 44. So a 44 versus a 55. Is that what I said earlier? Yeah, 55. So you talk about wearability, 44 to 55 millimeters, lug to lug. I've owned both of these now for easily 6 months to a year. I think it's like 6 months or so for the Seiko, 8 months to a year on the Orient, and the gimbal's gone stupid on me. If we talk about clasps, these are professional diving watches. Both of them have a very similar bracelet design. Let's go take a look at it. Both of them have a security keeper with double pusher sides. There we go. So, double pusher sides, open, fold over, security keeper, tang. And then you will see that both of them have the ratcheting style extension. So that works sort of like this, where you press the security keeper and they open up for an extension. So that gives you quite the, that's nearly an inch of extension on your bracelet. Yeah, it's definitely an inch. I'd even put it at an inch and an eighth of ratcheting extension for your diving needs, or if you aren't diving it and you're wearing it, the swelling of the wrist throughout the day, and so it will ratchet closed. You can see I've closed both bracelets to show you. To adjust it, you can just close it up and then it'll stay closed. So same idea. Now the thickness of that's 9 millimeters and 10. So 9 millimeters of thickness, 10 on the Orient. In a couple of areas, Orient is definitely a bigger boy. So thickness of the case, thickness of the ratcheting clasp. The Seiko, if you're scared or you think that thing is too big, I'd argue with you that that is quite the difference. Don't judge the specs. This one is actually spec'd larger on diameter than the Orient. The Orient is just massive. So it's it is quite noticeable on wrist when you're wearing the Orient quite heavy. So you're going to feel that through the day. The Seiko wears very comfortably and is not noticeable, definitely not noticeable on wrist as much as the Orient. So, Lume, legibility. You can see that both of these are black dials with black bezel inserts. Both bezels have the engraved sort of, I'm calling it engraved for lack of a better term, I guess, numerals in the bezel inserts, and they are coated both. The lume on both is phenomenal. My experience now over the past year, it's quite noticeable. The both watches have great lume. And legibility is phenomenal. With the quartz Seiko, again, no issues whatsoever. For just a tough all-around watch. Pick up, wear, go, no questions, just grab and go type of watch. And I really do like the hour hand, the handset all around on the Seiko. I probably like it more than the Orient. The Orient broadsword type of hands, fairly basic. The power reserve is a very nice feature. I do like it. The date window at the 9 is unique. So there you have it. Two very serious dive watches. Seiko, Orient, a couple of Japanese kings there in my mind. Bracelets on both. Easily changed out your straps. Both have the pierced lugs. And so strap changes are easily done there. Loads of strap options out there, of course, for Seiko watches. I do have an Uncle Seiko rubber strap for this one that wears very comfortably on here. The Orient comes with its own rubber strap from sort of the OEM. It's emblazoned or embossed with the Orient logo on it. And just a phenomenal watch. A set of watches. If you are in the market for a couple of... come on, Gimbal. This is your job. You're supposed to follow me. Here we go. So, if you are in the market for a couple of very serious dive watches, these two, very different in many ways. Very different watches in many ways. They wear completely different. They're both 300-meter divers. Quartz to automatic, mechanical movement. You just don't get much different than this pair. These are my own personal watches from my collection. Don't see them going anywhere anytime. You're probably wondering why I didn't talk about which one is my favorite. It's really difficult to say which one is your favorite. They both are unique in so many different ways that I really can't say. Some days I really do wear the Seiko more simply because it's quartz. I can wear it to work and not be too scared of the magnetism that might affect the Orient movement. I'm always a little cautious about that. So there you go. Which one's my favorite? Really difficult to say because really enjoy wearing the Orient, but I probably wear the Seiko more. They both are so unique in their own ways that saying one's a favorite is almost impossible. Alright, thanks for watching.